Thanks for staying with us. Former Labour Minister Mildred Oliphant has resigned as a Member of Parliament. She's the latest on a list of former ministers to quit the National Assembly. She says her resignation is purely due to the benefits she would lose had she remained an ordinary MP. And she joins us now live from our Cape Town studio. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, we've heard repeatedly from the various former ministers who've decided to rather make their way out of the National Assembly, that ministers and remuneration packages was at the core of their reasoning for leaving as a Member of Parliament. Can you explain to us what was your thinking leading up to this decision?
What I've been looking at is that, one, looking at the 25 years experience as a Member of Parliament, and also based on the contribution that we've done as the organization, I've decided, after consulting the Office of the Secretary General and the Provincial Office of the General Secretary, including the chairperson of the province and the leadership of the region and the branch, to say, based on the benefits, I think I have to resign as a Member of Parliament. But what also I have advised the Secretary General is that maybe the ANC and other political parties, they must review the way the calculation of benefits are being done at Parliament, including the legislatures. Because if that was done, we're not going to leave Parliament. And also you must remember that we also have families that we have to look after, and that's the reason why most of us have left Parliament.
Now, you have served for a very, very long time. Is there feeling a little bit of frustration that you felt that you still had a contribution to make as a Member of Parliament?
I've made certain contributions, but we've been reviewing now and again the way the benefits of members are being done. But at the same time, what happens is that when you are deployed in Parliament, it's not a permanent deployment, and also when you are deployed as an executive member, it's not a permanent deployment. So members, particularly from my organization, must understand that when you are deployed, you are just deployed for a term, and it will be up to the organization whether they re-elect you or they reappoint you to any other position in Parliament. The ANC nor the President don't have an obligation to reappoint whoever has been there for a certain period of time.
Now, you've been a Member of Parliament since the big year of 1994. Can I ask you to try and think back about the standout memory for you when you first joined Parliament in 1994?
When I was elected to the legislature in 1994, it was for the first time for the members, particularly all the members, I must say, from my political party, because we were not aware what are we supposed to do. Then we were taken through the induction workshops about the role of Member of Parliament. And as the times goes on, we were now and again being trained, and we're serving, for example, in the legislature to more than 7 portfolio committees, because the numbers are very small. And when I arrived in National Assembly in 1999, I was a member of one portfolio committee and alternate to the other portfolio committee. And in 2004, I went to the National Council of Provinces, and when I was there, I was also serving in more than 7 portfolios, including certain committees that were under the National Council of Provinces, and I was the House Chair of Committees, chairing the Committee of Chairpersons, and that's where I get most of my experience. And in 2009, I was elected to become the Member of National Assembly again. And when I was appointed there, I was appointed firstly as the House Chair on International Relations, and that's when I learned a lot about international work vis-a-vis the domestic work. So those experiences that I've got in Parliament I contributed a lot even to the subcommittees of the African National Congress. And in 2010, I was appointed the Minister of Labour, and I must say that also gave me more experience. But the fortunate part of it was that I was coming from organized labor background. So I must say in that department, when I was there, we were able to deal with various legislation, because there were about 4 pieces of legislation that were being amended. So I went through that after having briefed by my predecessor, which was Comrade Mildred, to say these are the reasons why we are amending this particular legislation. And I must say, even after that, based on the manifesto of the African National Congress, then what we did, we were able to finalize the issue of the national minimum wage, which was promulgated by the President earlier this year. And I must say, I'm very proud that the ANC gave me an honor to serve the workers of this country and the public in general. And I must say also, I want to thank the Deputy Minister eNCA Holomisa, because we were working together very well. Also thank the officials of the department that I was working with, all of them from the front desk to the Director General, for their contribution to better the lives of the workers in this country. But also I must thank even the commissioners who were able to make sure that we amend the legislation that relates to the social protection of the workers in this country, particularly those that are vulnerable, like domestic workers, where they were at a later stage covered by the unemployment insurance. And also we had started amendments, of which now the current minister is going to go ahead with those amendments that will cater for the domestic workers to be protected under the Compensation on Injuries and Duties and Diseases Act for domestic workers, because domestic workers were not covered in that particular legislation. And I must say, I have briefed also the current minister, Comrade Thulas Nxesi, and he has also said whenever he wants to contact me, he will do so. And I'm happy to serve the ANC even after I have resigned in Parliament. I'm going to continue to be a member of the African National Congress, and I will contribute towards the policies of the ANC so that people of South Africa can have the better life.
Former Labour Minister Mildred Oliphant, thank you so much for your time, and we wish you all the best going forward.